Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the most consistent, prolific, and dedicated uploads in YouTube's history. This is the dynamic show entertainment for the latest, the greatest, the hottest, the most influential. And remember to hype this video below, become a channel member, or donate below with a super thanks, super chat, or just simply becoming a channel member. We got breaking news on AJ Styles and his future in WWE and what his future is going to look like outside of WWE if he doesn't indeed plan to leave World Wrestling Entertainment. Remember, tonight is Monday Night Raw. We got a lot to talk about. We have a lot to get into, so let's not waste any of your valuable time. And AJ Styles, according to those that know, decided to resign with WWE earlier this year, but it's not the contract that you may suspect, bringing an end to speculation that he was going to leave the company. However, it would appear as if, and this is very interesting, this is very worrying if you're an AJ Styles fan, especially after the thunderous ovation he received about a week and a half ago. It seems that AJ Styles actually put feelers out about options outside of WWE. So does that mean when AJ Styles leaves WWE that he's truly really going to be done? Or is AJ Styles going to end up in TNA? Maybe AEW? Maybe ROH? Maybe NJPW? Maybe some indie wrestling events around the world? I don't know, but there's more to this report, guys. It's so important to like, comment, subscribe. According to Sports Illustrated, multiple sources told the Takedown before AJ Styles signed his latest WWE contract extension, he put feelers out about potential options outside the company. Promoters on the convention circuit were very interested in him, and it was noted that the feeling was mutual with at least some early discussions taking place. We have previously reported that AJ Styles' current contract is now expected to expire in February of 2026, right after the Royal Rumble and just before WrestleMania 41 season. Now, back in 2019, AJ Styles stated that he had talked with the AEW's Young Bucks about the idea of joining AEW. Those talks obviously never got far as discussion stopped and, discussing money, though. Instead, Styles decided to stay with WWE, resigning that year and saying he expected it to be the last contract of his wrestling career. Even though AJ Styles is still committed to WWE, the fact that he looked out at options outside of the company shows how valuable he still is in wrestling. With his contract set to run until early 2026, fans will be paying close attention to how WWE uses him since his career is slowly coming to an end. And it would appear as if last year's WrestleMania was the last ever WrestleMania of AJ Styles, and it would definitely appear as if this year's SummerSlam was the last ever SummerSlam for AJ Styles. Now we got breaking news on WWE Wrestlepalooza. This just coming in right now according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters. Ladies and gentlemen, some of you may be saying, oh, well, I got a way around this whole ESPN deal. I don't have to, buy in. I don't have to buy it. I don't have to subscribe to it. I can do this. I can do that. Well, if you're planning to tune in for WWE Wrestlepalooza on September the 20th, you better have the ESPN app ready because that's the only place that it will be streaming. PW Inside has confirmed that Wrestlepalooza, WWE's first ever premium live event to stream on ESPN, will only be available via the ESPN app. There are currently no plans to air the show on ESPN's main television channel. However, and this is big to the report for those of you that don't watch it like this, or don't want to watch it, or that not interested in watching it like this, fans who missed the live broadcast will be able to catch the event through VOD replay on the app after the show ends. If there are any changes to that plan, it will be very late in the game, according to those that know, the report stated, indicating that the ESPN app exclusively is locked in, barring a last-minute shift. This move is part of WWE's massive platform shift as the company partners with ESPN to showcase Wrestlepalooza on a tentpole event. And they're not holding back, guys. This card is stacked. Also, it has been confirmed by the Wrestling Observer newsletter that the WWE is treating this as a major showcase on the level of a WrestleMania, on the level of a SummerSlam. They're definitely going to peak. This is not your normal monthly pay-per-view. Still, for fans expecting a traditional TV airing, this may come as a surprise. And if you're not already set up on the ESPN app, now's the time to make it happen or risk missing one of the most stacked shows of the year. Will you be watching Wrestlepalooza this year? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. And guys, a wrestler, a star, an athlete who just came back from injury, who just came back from an injury, who just came back from a sabbatical. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters at this time, Wardlow from AEW is already injured again right after his return. He just came back. Also, AJ Lee, better known as AJ Mendez, reacts to 121 million views in 24 hours after a surprise comeback in WWE. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on her reaction, and what was your reaction, and did you enjoy the return? Were you shocked? Were you stunned? Or even if you did see it coming because of the dirt sheets and the websites that reported on it, were you still very much excited to see the return of AJ Lee? Nikki Bella wants to change her character after her return to the WWE. What character change are we going to be in for, and what would you like to see the character change be? Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers, the great Sting, the legend, the icon, Sting confirms more 2025 farewell tour dates are coming, so you will have more chances and more opportunities to view and see the Stinger. Also, guys, we got some more breaking news. This is the third wrestler to die in the last 72 hours, the third wrestler to pass away in the last 72 hours. One wrestler was 21, one wrestler was 39, one died of a heart attack, one died because they got hit by a bus. And now, ladies and gentlemen, according to those in the know, former WWE, WCW star Chuck Coates passes away at 63, suffering major heart complications. Rumor and speculation that it may have been a heart attack, but it was definitely something heart-related. Again, Chuck Coates, a former WWE and WCW star, has passed away. Our thoughts and prayers go out to him. Also, ladies and gentlemen, CM Punk threw the first pitch at the Chicago Bears game ahead of SmackDown last week. Also, breaking news on the Hardys, Jeff and Matt Hardy and the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon, according to those in the know. The Hardys versus Team 3D final match gets a stipulation for TNA Bound for Glory, and that match will be a tag team match for the tag team championships, but it won't just be any old match. Oh no, it is going to be the match that they first competed in WWE, tag team versus tag team, the Hardys versus the Dudleys. It will be at TNA, a tables match. Yes, a tables match. One final time. Rowdy Ronda Rousey says that the WWE never invited her to return for Revolution 2. Not like she was probably going to return anyways. Diamond Dallas Page, DDP, says Randy Orton didn't steal the diamond cutter. He reinvented it. And I agree with that at the end of the day. Kevin Nash says that Becky Lynch's Raw segment felt like domestic abuse. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers. Again, for those of you that didn't see my video from earlier, independent wrestler star Jacob Hess is away at 39 years old following a heart attack. Also, Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole signed deals just before AEW All Out debut. Bryan Danielson turned down Vince McMahon just 5 days before his debut in AEW. Christian Cage says that AEW run surpasses everything he has done, including WWE and TNA. Bubba the Love Sponge accuses Nick Hogan of trying to sabotage Hulk Hogan documentary premiere. Blair Davenport says that she was days away from WWE Faction debut before her abrupt release. Chris Jericho seen with WWE ring announcer amid his hiatus from AEW, and the return biz is on. And not only is it the biz, but it is the buzz. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions, because if it weren't for you, there would be no show and view. We try to keep you glued to your screen because this is what it means to me. Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to tune in. Now is the time to not be mute. Now is the time to not be silenced. Because there's plenty more where this came from. I can assure you of that. And that is the damn facts. And if you don't know, well, now you know. And now you know because I said so. Subscribe.